Hello, welcome to this tutorial. Is about Git and GitHub. I will be looking at all aspects of the two, and let's get going. So, in this tutorial, rather in this demo, I will be looking at Git and GitHub. In Git, I'll be looking at base commands, branching, merging, and reverting to previous stage. And when it comes to pull and push, I'll be using Git and GitHub. Okay, so I think that is what I will be going through in this rather short tutorial. And before we get going, let's just remind ourselves what is Git and GitHub. Think of Git as a local repository. Git is a personal, let's say, it runs on a personal computer. Let's say we have, in a scenario where we have multiple developers, each developer must have on Git running on the local machine that keeps track of the files that are being dynamically changed. And Git provides that dynamic, keeps up with the dynamic change of the files. And GitHub is where those programmers, rather developers, come and share all the corporate or the resources or the work that they've been doing. So to get us going, if you are running on Windows, you will have to install. You install from this site. Is here's a link, the site that you will install from. If you are running on Mac OS, we have available variants of Mac, Windows, and Linux. Currently, I'm using Windows, so I will. I already have it. So if you don't have it, you just download and install, and I will be using Windows. Okay, so getting with the basics, I will start with firing up my bash, git bash. Once installed, you get this along with the functionalities that comes with this installation, but I will be using git bash. And this is what you open up. When you open it up, this is what you get. So for Git, we have to specify a folder that we'll be working on. For our example, we will make a folder, make directory, and our folder will be Git demo. So we have our directory, and let's move into a directory by using what we call a command change directory to our directory Git demo. So as you can see, we are we are in our directory Git demo. So here is where we start working with Git, and we start by configuring username and email. Remember, these credentials that you will use here will also be applied when you are creating your GitHub account if you don't have one, and if you have one, use your available credentials that we will later at a later stage link the two, so that will come in handy when we want to link to GitHub. So we'll start by configuring config global configuration and user dot name. I'll give it my username, the new guest, I think the new guests, that's my username. I will give it email global user dot email. My email, give your email. So that's the first step. Next step is initializing our Git with the command git initialize. So we have a folder, hidden folder, lists all, to see that we have a hidden folder. Now that's where Git will be keeping configuration files and all files that are responsible for it to keep track of our files that we'll be creating. Next we are moving into starting with our first command. First, we must have a file. Let's create a simple file, Python file, and for that I'll use this ID and just call it Python one.py, and this is my editor. Is a Vim editor. When it opens up, you use I to insert what you want. So it will just have it print this is my first line, is my first line. This will be enough. I want to keep this simple and straightforward. So we have our file. Next, what we do is we want to stage our file to be ready for commitment. To stage a file in GitHub, you use a keyword add, then followed by the name of our file, Python1. I don't know why am I having that warning, but nevertheless, we will continue. I don't think it's gonna affect what we're doing. So we are at a staging point by using git command add. Next, now we are ready to commit our file to be tracked. So for that we use git commit with a message. First line A. So it's committed, and we can check it by git status. So it seems everything is okay. We can check also logs. Log, and you'll see that I have made one commitment to, I have made a file, so I've committed it. Next thing, what we're going to do is we are going to edit this file and commit changes to a file. Okay, so I will again open up my file, and this time I'm gonna actually just copy paste. I can't copy paste, just have to type it. This is the second line. Save it. And exit. Then I'll check git status. And as you can tell, you can see, it's been tracked. Our file has been tracked, and Git knows that we modified our file, so we will add changes and commit. Though there's a way that you can commit direct without staging with the use of A. We'll enter add a message. By doing this, we are staging at the same time and committing at the same time at a go. So add that second line. So that's done. Let's check our logs, git logs, log, and as you can see, we have our changes here reflected. Okay, so we talked about branching in Git, and from here I will create a branch. So to create a branch, use Git. First, you can check how many branches that you are having by using this command, and you can see we are only having one master branch. So from this master, I want to create a branch 1 and 2, and from edit the file in those respective branches. Okay, so that will be git branch. Okay, let me just say right and left branch. Right, that will create a right branch, and we can check in. We can move into our branch by using the keyword check-in branch. Git checkout, actually check checkout right. And now we are in our right branch of Git. Let's see what we are having here. We're having the same file that we had. Let's see what the content of this file. The file has this of first and second line, so I will add in next line using vim. Okay. So I think I'm done with that. As you can see, let me just correct this. Okay, now we've modified our file in the right branch. Let's check git status. As you can see, it's modified. Let's commit it. I'm using these shortcuts. I don't want to add and commit. I'm just doing it at a go. This is not advised, but this is just the shortest way to go. If you're just making changes on a file, I think this is the way to do it. Unless if you're committing a new file, then you will have to add those files to a staging environment before making commitments. So let's go. Git commit. We are done with that. So I will go back to the main and create another left branch using a different command that lets me create a branch on the fly and move into that branch. So git checkout master. Then from here I'm creating another branch. Git checkout B. Then I'll have this as left branch. So let's see how many branches are we having. Git branch. We are having master left and right branches. Right now I'm in my left branch and I will see what I'm having. As you can see, file has just 1 and lines, we will add third line from the left. Vim Python. It's gonna just do this print. Okay. This is the line from the left branch. So I'm done. Let me move back to main, to master branch. Check out master. Did I commit? Back to, let me first commit changes. Check out. So let me now move out. Check out master. Okay. Now we have our branches, left, right, and what we're going to do next is what we call merging. And let's start by merging master with left, then followed by right. Okay, so for that we have git merge left, just left. So that's okay, that is okay, seem to work. Then I delete the left, git branch then I will merge with the right. This is now merging master with the right branch. And so we're having a conflict, as you could have noticed. I took the 2 lines of code from the master, and from each branch I added in another line, a different line. So those appear to cause a conflict, and let me resolve it by checking and agreeing on what to keep. So to check this, I'll just do vim and my file. And as you can see, here's what I'm having as a conflict. I added these 2 files at the same time from different branches, so I have to take one. I have to agree what to take in or what to keep now. Just I'm keeping everything. So I just commit after I'm done. First I'll check the status, git status. Then I will commit git commit. So that's what I've done. I think we've covered quite some key commands that are used in GitHub. So we've seen branching, we've seen merging, and committing and staging. Next, we'll have to link our local GitHub with our local Git with GitHub in order to do push and pull requests. If you don't have a GitHub account, you can create one. And we are gonna create a repository in our GitHub. Then we will push from our local Git to that GitHub. Let's see what we have in here. So I think to create a new Git, a new repository, you click there. This is the process. Let's call it Git demo. And create it. So we are having our new repository, and here are some instructions on how you can do commits, then branch, and so on. You're gonna see some of this sooner than later, so very soon. Oh, we have instructions here. As you can see, we have push. Though I'll be looking at push and pull. As you can see, we can push using those commands. Now that we are having our repository, let's go and create a security key, as we will be using SSH, secure shell for communication. Since using HTTPS is kind of coming to an end due to security reasons, so let's create SSH key, public key, and link it with the account, GitHub account. So we'll go back to our bash, and in our bash we will use the command ssh secure shell, keygen trsa, give them 4096, use your email account associated with your Git account, GitHub account. Gmail. So what we're doing here, we are gonna create private key and a public key, and we're gonna share our public key with GitHub. Let's see, I think that seems to work. Let's wait for key generation. When asked this, you have to provide just a name. As for me, I will just type in any character a certain number of times, then I will provide a passphrase. It can be anything. Just make sure that you remember next time when you want to push or pull. Since we are having our key, public key and private key created. So we will have to add to our account, Git account first, then later we will add to our GitHub account. So we are gonna add a private key to our Git account, then public key to GitHub account. So to do that, we use the SSH add, and this is an error that it's common. It pops up each and every time when you're trying to add a key. When you're trying to add a key in on your account, and this is due to SSH not running. So to get SSH agent up and running, okay, so we are having our agents running, and so we will do add, and you enter your passphrase that you created, and that seems to have been a success. So as you can see, I'm having my public key, private key. So I'll add my private key to my Git account. I'll now take this and go and add to my GitHub account, public key. Okay, so to do this, there is a command here to copy to a clipboard. Then I will go to your GitHub account. Then we're gonna go to settings. Settings. Then SSH, new SSH key. I call these the new guests. New guests. Then I will have my key here, and I'm gonna add it. So now down the final part of adding my key to my GitHub account, and let's just test if this works. We are testing our connection that we created, and since I'm having trouble connecting, though I think use a secure shell. It has been a successful. If you see your username, then you have been successful in connecting to your GitHub account. So that's done. Now let's move into final parts of this video. Now we are going to add a repository to our Git. So we'll come here and look for a repository that we created. Here it is, and we are using SSH. Copy that, and back to GitHub, back to Git. Hey, so as you can see, to push these commands that you use to push existing repository from Git to GitHub. So let's do that. Already we have our SSH copy. Then we're now gonna git remote add origin and to make a branch. So git branch and is a remote branch. Make it main. And after we have made our branch, I think we can just look at our branch git status. Status origin. Okay, everything seems okay, so let's push. So branch changed from master to main. So we have to keep track of that. Okay, so moving on, we want to push git push you from origin, actually from main to origin. Since it's been successful, let's go and confirm that. So as you can see, we have our file here, and remember this is a file that I merged from the left and the right branches. Let me just edit this. There's a typo there, and I will pull it back. And this I will print. This is from GitHub. Commit changes. Then I will go and do a pull operation. I think this will be git pull main origin. Git pull ls. As you can see, we just use pull that pulls the current repository from Git, and this is what goes on when people talk about Git and GitHub. As you can see, what you can do in Git, you can also do in GitHub, but in Git you have more control of what you do, and in GitHub they just added in the graphical user interface rather than command line interface that is used in Git. So I think these two softwares actually complement each other, in just to say that Git is the one that does most of heavy lifting, and GitHub is just a place where the storage place where people can cooperate and work on large projects. So this marks the end of our tutorial. It has been quite intense tutorial, but nevertheless. And before we go on, I think, did I do a revert? Git log let me do a revert head. just to show you that git revert. Okay, I quit. Git status. Git log. Think revert just takes you back one step from where it reverts the last commit. As you can see, let me check. It's actually just check that file, Python. And as you can see, there's no last line. Last line is gone due to revert command. So that's all about GitHub, and hope you understood. I'll see you in next tutorials.